Strong alkaline water.
Hi everybody, David from Pineapple01. Today we have a nice one. I got a new device here. I've been wanting one of these for years, been sort of researching this. And this is a water ionizer. And you can see right here the cool box. And basically it connects to your faucet, and then you get more alkaline water with a higher pH value, where you can adjust it how you like. Before we get into the pros and cons of a water ionizer, the science, the pseudoscience, the facts, the figures, I'm just going to open up the box and check it out, and then we'll dive deeper into why more alkaline water, yes or no. Okay, so let's open it up. Beautiful box. You know, for Mark's where my day job, we're in the printing and publishing and packaging business, so you see right away it's a good quality box. You know, simple but effective. It gives you the technical details of the unit when you get in there and see what's inside. Good packaging. And there we have another nice little box. Water ionizer accessories, multifunctional water ionizer. This one here. Check those out in a second here. Wow, here's the unit. It's in a and of course a little instruction book. So let's first check out the unit. It's a nice little bag, literally a bag of sorts. Opens up nice and easy. There's a nice fisherman knot there, a sailor's knot. And there we go. Got some tubing here, some high quality plastic tubing, and you see right away the beautiful design here from PhiPower. You got alkalinity levels, and you can go from alkaline to more acidy, which sometimes might be required for certain reasons. You can also just get purified water, which is very interesting, because that I'm using also from PhiPower the H2 hydrogen generator. So now I get cleaner water, just with that alone. Here's the back, a little speaker even, and here is underneath with the various connections, inlet and outlet. Before I do much more, I'm just going to check out the accessory box here. They're advertising better, great tasting water, full flavored, better tasting tea and coffee. I just got my new coffee device. That should be great. Better for your soup, better for cooking, more suitable for infant formula, etc. You get a whole little kit here. My grandfather was a plumber. Well, I wish he was alive for more reasons than one, but this would have been a good one. But I actually installed the faucet downstairs, so that should be able to do this as well. And here's probably what goes on top, and here's the power supply, European in this case. There's two ways to install, so that's kind of interesting. One of them is basically you install it on the end of the faucet, so actually above the sink. It's not that big of a machine. but it will be then more visible. And it's not an ugly machine either, but it will be visible. See, there is a fiber carbon filter built in, which is really interesting. You're going to get filtered water, which is really fantastic. I believe in here you see the carbon filter device right here. So just one of the negatives, you do have to install it above your water faucet. So next step will be to install this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your wrench, and you have to take off the this part of the tap. Be careful not to damage it. And lefty-loody, righty-tighty is difficult when it's upside down, so you got to first take this off. Be careful not to damage it. Once it gets loose, it should just come right loose. A little residual water and the O-ring there. That needs a little cleaning anyway. Boy, that thing gets dirty too. Move the outlet of the tap and fasten the adapter. So the adapter is this thingamahoo in the plastic bag. And it's got a real heavy-duty O-ring. And I guess the O-ring goes in like that. Getting it on there is another cookie, as the Dutch say. Make sure it's not stripping the threads, and everything is fine there. Yeah, there we go. So you can adjust the back part without, so that's now tight, and now this part I can adjust to where I want. So something like that. Now that's not that bad, and the water still comes out like normal. So that's positive. Alright, now we've got to connect the hoses to this doohickey. Okay, so now that part is done. That was actually my scariest part for me. There are two water hoses. Insert one to the in outlet on the back of the unit, and the other should be inserted into the tap insert on the adapter. Tap insert on the adapter. So let's, well, we're going to have to install this one too. This is for the alkaline water up top. Do this off, I guess. And screw that in. Well, that screws in quite nicely. Okay. Nice, flexible, good quality thing right here, that's for sure. Okay, now back to the hoses here. I got the hoses. We're going to need some scissors, like they said, to take off these tie wraps. Make sure you don't, of course, cut the tubing. That wouldn't be beneficial. And these we can dispose of in the plastic. They say there are two hoses, but I only have one hose. I assume you can cut it, because these have to be connected into the back here. Here underneath, I mean. And that's the inlet. Insert one hose in the out on the back of the unit, and the other should be sort of in the tap. I guess we're going to have to cut this because I only have one, but it's kind of long anyway. I mean, I don't need it this long at all. So let's see, if I have the unit over here like this, you know, obviously the other way around, I probably only need it at max, you know, max like that. So if I maybe give it a little bit of leeway like that, that should leave me plenty, right? And it does. Cuts quite easy, so that's not the problem. And we'll cut this one, and we'll make this one just a little bit longer just in case. Just cuts right like that. So that's probably what they meant. It comes with a mounting kit, by the way. You can mount it on a wall. I'm not going to need that in my case. This is for the other method of installing. If you have a different type of tap, you know, tighten that on there, and then keep that for other situations. I got a bunch of parts here, and I'll keep this one in here for later usage. Okay, so back to the hoses. They both have the things on there, so we'll take the things off of their protectors. And this is inlet. And that basically slides right on there, and you know, you're going to want to get that on there pretty good without breaking the unit. Okay, so that's in, and I'm going to connect the out while we're here, just because they're not both taken care of. You can also turn these down below to be beneficial for where you want your unit to be. So I want it to go out this way. I'm going to turn in that way. I'm going to turn out that way. I'll have them both coming out, you know, basically this way if I can get that to work. And with a little bit of working, it works. A little bit of elbow grease. That should be fine. Okay, so there. Now the in one, it's out. So this is inlet. Is this one? So this is the inlet. I'm gonna keep this thing safe. The inlet is this one, and they say insert the hose inlet on the back to the unit, and the out, and the other one on the top insert on the adapter. So that's up here, obviously, the top one. And you just, well, here, let me zoom in on that for you. Now I was having problems here. These are just like coming off way too easy. So like it was, yeah, really like bugging me. But I did it wrong. What you first have to do is take these off. So that's the inlet. It's the outlet, and so inlet's on top, gotta remember it. And you first gotta take these bolts here, and you have to totally take them off the hollow part. And then you put the hose through here. Let me do that real quick. I don't have my tripod. I didn't get the hollow part through there, and then you put it on. So you want to get the white part as far, you know, pushed up as it can, and then you want to basically tighten this down, and this will now, at least I sure hope better than it was, probably it will now keep this, and it kind of gets to a point where it doesn't really want to go too much further. I'm just going to leave it there, see if that works, and we'll do the same on the bottom one. Okay, now they're a lot better. Now they're like snug and tug, like a bug in the rug. So This should now be a lot better. Because the kids were using it just like pop off, you know, and it wasn't working out. All right, so let's plug it in. Underside as well. Have to plug it in there. And then it goes out on the other side of here. So we'll run that down behind. That's good with me, at least I can hide it back here. Okay, look at that. Fires right up. So now, it enters the ionised. Screen will light up and the default pH level is on alkalinity 2, you see here, the blue light. At the same time, the music and voice of alkaline water level 2 will be heard. You may press the alkaline water button to select different levels of 1, 2, 3, or 4 for different pH values. You'll hear alkaline level 1, level 3, etc. When the screen light turns violet, it indicates a strong alkaline condition, while blue indicates a normal alkaline condition. When the purified water button is pressed, that's down below, I don't know if you can see that. When the purified water button is pressed, a voice filtered water will be heard. There will be no ionizing of the water. Screen light turns green. The light turns off 1 minute after water supply is turned off. The ionizer automatically switches to alkaline water level 2. So that's good to know. When the acid water button is pressed, a different music and voice of mild acid water will be heard. Note, the machine will auto-clean when the flow rate is lower than 0.8 liters per meter. LCD is red. After 5 seconds, the machine is on standby. LCD is blue. No operation for 15 seconds. The machine will be powered down. LCD is out. So, if you just click purify water, there we get the green. And then we turn on the tap here. So you have to make sure the thing's on. Turn purified water. And we turn on the water. It's going circulating through the pipes.
Filtered water.
Wow. And it turns off right when it turns off. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm not going to drink right away because it's got to be. Now this is alkalinity 2.
Alkaline water level 2.
You see the pH value? Wow, it's got a strong current. Turns red. It's the electrolysis is cleaning now. Back to purified water.
Filtered water.
Filtered water. This will be great. If nothing else, with my other PhiPower unit, my H2 water infuser, the pure water will be much better and create much quicker and more readily hydrogen infused into the water. So this is an H2 water infuser or generator. I'll put a link to the video down below on this hydrogen water device. I've been using this for years, or devices like it for years. That's my second one. So an important note, if you turn this up, it'll then, when you turn your water faucet on, it will create alkaline water or, filtered water. But if you turn this down, the unit, you can hear it click off. It just comes out the normal faucet for doing the dishes or whatever it might be. Now I'm going to try some of this alkaline water here. Turn this back up. tastes fine, you know. Now the way to switch is if you want alkaline water, you just click out. It always goes back to 2 on default. You can click 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you turn on 4,
Strong alkaline water.
it's strong alkaline water. It's 8.2 on the pH scale. I mean, look at that. Let's see how that tastes. Nice and aerated. No. Purified water is only one unit.
Filtered water.
Yeah, that's just a little bit different. Filtered water tastes. The alkaline water does have a little more of a taste to it, I guess you could say. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to test this, and you know, I do have water testing pH levels for the fish, but also for drinking water, and I have H2 testing kits, you know, for the Pure Blue, I forget what it's called. But you know, you can test all these values, so you don't have to just take their word for it. We're going to test it. That'll be a different video. But it works. Installation wasn't that bad. I mean, these hoses are a little bit of an issue, but that's the price you have to pay for good water. I'm thinking I have another faucet upstairs, a spare one. I might use it up there to get rid of these cords if my wife doesn't agree with them. But nonetheless, we're going to try it out for a few days at the very least, probably a few weeks, and then we'll see where we end up putting it. But it wasn't that bad. It's a nice little unit. Installs quickly and easily, and I'm really looking forward to the additional benefits in addition to the hydrogen infused water to get filtered water and or alkaline higher pH valued water. I'm now going to cut into the last segment of this video, which will be about some of the proclaimed benefits of ionized water with a higher alkaline value. A lot of it is in the infancy stages, but there's been studies done, and there's some very positive results. So let's go check that out now. This is the end of the installation part of the video, and we'll see you on the other side here. Now I take the coffee container from the coffee machine, and I just put in the alkaline water there. Turn on the unit, and I just turn on the water.
Alkaline water level 2.
Just let that fill up. Yeah, the excess flows over, and the rest just goes in there. And then you get good, fresh alkaline water with your coffee. Nice tunes they got too. Yeah, there's alkaline fresh coffee. Now I'm curious. All right, well, this is my cup of coffee I just made with the alkaline boosted water from the new machine, from the PhiPower machine. I'll put a link to all this below, by the way. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, it's less bitter. I put acacia honey and a little bit of milk in my coffee all the time, and this is really not bad. In any event, it tastes really good. So that's a positive. Now, I got a whole bunch of notes here, and I've done so over the years. You do so much research on a lot of this different stuff to figure out what's best for one's health. The older we get, at least in general, the more concerned we become with health. And boy, I wish I would have listened when I was younger to some of these tips, because boy, it's just the sooner you get right with your health, the better, of course. And I'm a I'm a follower of Jesus, just as a side note, and health is really a big part of the word. It really is. Sometimes underlying, but of course the most important thing is accepting Jesus. Jesus even says, it's not what you put in your mouth that's the problem, it's what comes out of your mouth. I always like that quote, and isn't that so true? So all the stuff we do here, I always do it with a prayerful intention. Now what I wrote down a little bit is like the water ratings between 6.8 and 7.8. What we have down there is about 7.8, 7.5. What's in the coffee here? Around that, around 7, let's say, plus and minus is what's recommended for the tropical aquariums, like I have below as well. And my fish seem to dig it down there. They're really enjoying it. And that's one of the big things with aquarium is checking the pH level. So that's what got me thinking, like, well, why wouldn't drinking proper pH treated and tested water be also vital to our health? Since the body's made up of, 70% water, and the brain as well, it seems like a no-brainer to get good water in. That's why I started with the hydrogen-infused water, and that's why I'm adding this to my mix to see how this helps out over the longer term. With the H2 water, I lost a lot of weight. Obviously, we drink 7 or 8 cups of water a day recommended. Even if you just do that alone, it's probably going to help your health. But when you drink good water, it's even better, of course. You don't want to put, bad fuel in your car. You want to put the best fuel possible. You don't want to put diesel in an unleaded car. It just won't work. Now, fish have different level. Each fish has different levels of pH. Optimum pH depending on where they're from in the world, of course. Normal drinking water, or H2O from the town, will have a pH of about 7.5 in general. So what we want to try to get that machine down below on some of the higher levels, probably around 8 or maybe even 9, the highest level they had there, because that's when you get the certain health claims. Even the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the so-called EPA, makes recommendations about pH levels, and particularly for city water supplies, they're always testing the pH, because if they find pH variance to acidity or way too alkaline, they will treat the water. Now, how they treat it is maybe not so desirable what you're ingesting. That's why it's important you take these matters under your own, into your own hands. Now, here are some claims with pH 8 or 9 alkaline, high alkaline water, or higher alkaline. Here's some claims what it can do for you. Now, I'm only going to hit the top claims. I've done some research. I'll put all links below. And these are the ones, there's 15, 20, 25 different claims, more probably. Even stuff about cancer and all that. But we can't get into that because we just don't know. There's just none of research done. This has only been out for 15 years. So here's some of the ones that were even highlighted on some well-known sites, but I'll just bullet point them here for you. Improve bone health and circulation of the bone marrow, so it makes for better bone structure. Interesting one. I had my broken leg back in the day. That was a big concern. Reduced acid reflux. So some people get a lot of that. We use Pepto-Bismol in America and other things. What do you call it in Dutch again? I forget. But anyway, if you get that acidy feeling in your mouth, drinking high alkaline water will supposedly help you reduce that. And there's been studies about that. Once again, links below. Reduced high blood pressure and better blood flow in general, and a lot of blood-related positive things. There's also been some studies on these, and they're below too. Enhanced hydration. So not only is drinking water important, but drinking high alkaline water, the early studies have shown that it actually keeps you hydrated longer. So like if you're sporting or hiking, it's better to have high alkaline water. And this is an interesting one because, I'm getting a little bit up there, my 50s, early 50s still, right? Increased longevity. So there's been study done that shows that it actually, and people have claimed this for years, actually helps you age better. You're not going to, magically live forever. That's just not possible. Jesus is the only way to get true longevity. But yeah, increased longevity is a very interesting one. To age better, less wrinkles, all that type of stuff. There's many other claims. Once again, I'll link them down below. But the healthline.com, that's really a mainstream source, and they said that although there's a lot of claims about alkaline water, the health benefit for people with certain medical conditions such as acid reflux and high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, and they have links to a 2012 and a 2001 study respectively for those issues. So high alkaline electrolyzed water may also be helpful after dehydration caused by exercise, so to rehydrate you even better than normal water. So that's very interesting, and just like fish like to swim in pH water at the right levels, we should put our bodies ingest the right water at the right pH levels for our bodies, since our body is made largely of water. There is one negative that I have found. There's probably more. Once again, this is not health advice. You have to research yourself this, but that's the probiotics may be affected or reduced if you take high levels of alkaline water. Probiotics is something, like in active yogurt, they have active ingredients, and in certain cheeses, Comine cheese, Combinicos, and this is really a bummer if that's happening. Now, this is proven or found in some people. Once again, everybody's different. So for you, for me, for the next person, you have to look at what works best for you, and you'll have that feeling in prayer for me that helps me understand. You listen to your body, and you'll better understand what works and what doesn't work, right? So that's one thing to watch out for. And there's a bunch of other information, and I'm not going to go too much over some of the fringe claims. Once again, this is really for you. There's a lot of great comments on forums, people, and just to make it clear, this is a good quote. A water ionizer is an application or appliance that uses the process of electrolysis, so like electricity to stimulate the water. This means the structure of the water is changed on the molecular level, which will create antioxidant-rich ionized alkaline, as well as the oxidizing ionized acidic stream of water consecutively. Water ionization, or also known as water electrolysis, is a method of producing a concentration of alkaline and or acidic minerals, separating the oxygen and hydrogen found in water. The produced alkaline water offers an antitoxin and electron-rich medium for consumption, while the acidic water provides oxidating water that acts as an antibacterial and also cleanser for external use. And once again, links below on all of this. So, my initial thoughts, I haven't really tested the pH levels as compared to what the device tells. That'll be in a separate video. The service has been great. The instructions were relatively clear. Only had to cut the hose in half. Didn't come with two plastic pipings. The packaging was great. It was all quite clear, quite easy to install, and the coffee tastes great. So the first impressions are great. I'll put all links to the PhiPower machine down below. I'm in the Netherlands, but I believe they ship anywhere in the world. So, I hope this has helped you. It's still an ongoing process for myself with all these things. But just like with the H2 water generator, that's been something I've been using day in and day out for years now. So, look forward to adding this to the mix and seeing how it helps out. All right, everybody, take care. God bless. Dave from Planner01 wishing you a fantastic day.
Strong alkaline water. Strong alkaline water.